Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. So let's be real for a second. If you're looking to grow your enterprise, you already know that landing premium top-tier clients, well, that's absolutely the lifeblood of your business. Today, we're diving into some incredibly fascinating source material to unpack a highly actionable 8-step blueprint. And this is designed specifically to turn those high-value prospects into committed, paying clients. Get ready because we're going to put on our hard hats, act like architects, and distill these concepts down to build a foolproof system right from the ground up.
But before we start laying any bricks, we have to ask a pretty stark question. Why do your highest value prospects keep walking away? I mean, it's incredibly frustrating, isn't it? You've got the skills, you've got an amazing team, but then, poof, the deal just slips right through your fingers at the finish line. Well, the truth is, high-value clients are often operating in a state of absolute chaos. And if they don't clearly see how you're going to pull them out of it, they just leave. So the core concept of our blueprint today is all about building this sturdy, undeniable bridge that takes your client directly from their chaotic reality right over to your highly structured, perfectly designed solution.
To construct this bridge, we're going to follow 4 critical phases. 1. Building the foundation. 2. Mapping the transformation. 3. Crafting an irresistible offer. And finally, presenting the solution.
Okay, let's dive right into phase 1, building the foundation, knowing your who and why.
You know, you literally can't build a massive skyscraper on a weak foundation, and you definitely can't close high-value deals if you don't know exactly who you're talking to. So the first crucial step in laying this groundwork is clearly defining your MPC, or most profitable customer. Now, this isn't just some generic target audience. We're talking about the specific type of client that brings the most value to your business, respects your expertise, and honestly gets the absolute best results from your work. Pinpointing your MPC is the anchor for your entire strategy. Everything we build from here on out, it's designed exclusively for them.
And you can actually take that whole MPC concept and distill it down into a single, powerful line. Think of this as your positioning statement. Here's a great example from the source material. I help growing enterprises turn red flag projects into green outcomes. It's just brilliant in its simplicity, isn't it? By crafting a powerful positioning statement just like this one, you immediately and clearly communicate exactly what you do and precisely who you do it for. It leaves absolutely zero room for confusion.
Okay, so once you know exactly who they are, you really need to understand their world. I want you to take a second and think about your own MPC right now. What are their top pains? The source text highlights some massive, universal struggles, things like missed deadlines, shockingly low conversions, and completely poor delivery. Listing out these specific agonizing problems is exactly how you build essential empathy. Because when you can articulate your client's pain even better than they can, boom, you become instantly relevant. You prove that you truly get what's keeping them up at night.
Which brings us right to phase 2, mapping the transformation, defining results and steps.
So we've established a rock-solid foundation by understanding our client's deepest pains. Now, we need to frame the actual structure of our service and the intended results we're going to deliver. To directly contrast those earlier nightmares, we need to define 5 to 6 tangible outcomes. And notice that word, tangible. We aren't talking about vague, fluffy promises here. We're talking about higher margins, increased revenue, smoother delivery, and stronger stakeholder trust. These are the concrete, bankable expectations your client can confidently rely on when they finally choose to work with you.
And this brilliantly illustrates the exact bridge that connects their pain to those tangible outcomes. Because you can't just promise results, right? You have to actually show them the steps: strategy alignment, conversion improvement, delivery excellence, growth levers, and finally, sustained profitability. By mapping out this highly specific step-by-step process, you completely eliminate the mystery. You safely carry your client across the gap, proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that you have a tested, reliable mechanism to get them to their exact desired destination.
All right, moving right along, it's time for phase 3, crafting an irresistible offer, packaging the materials. With our structure up, it's time to move into finishing the interior of our metaphorical house. To truly construct this offer, we've got to nail down the essential logistics. High-value prospects need to know exactly how this engagement is going to work. Are you delivering your expertise through intensive workshops, maybe deep dive audits, ongoing retainers, or even digital playbooks? What's the exact duration of the engagement? And, obviously, what is the pricing? Breaking down these crucial logistics is exactly what translates your grand ideas into a tangible format, timeline, and cost that a business can actually say a confident yes to.
So, the ultimate formula for your program looks something like this. An irresistible offer equals their exact pains plus your tangible results, plus the mapped out steps, and finally, and honestly, this is the secret ingredient, high-value bonuses. We're talking things like plug-and-play templates, one-on-one coaching calls, or custom assessments. When you thoughtfully package all of these elements together, you aren't just selling a service anymore. You are creating a comprehensive program that is literally just too hard for them to refuse.
And at last, we enter Phase 4, presenting the solution, the big reveal.
Okay, so we have the foundation, the structure, and the beautifully packaged interior. Now it is time to host the ultimate open house. Your ambitious yet entirely necessary goal here is 100. You need to take this newly built framework and share it widely, targeting exactly 100 of your most profitable customers. Because listen, it's simply not enough to just build the perfect bridge. You have to actively show it to the people who are currently stranded on the other side.
Now, when you're actually presenting to those 100 prospects, you have to draw a massive contrast. First, you remind them of their hell scenario. You know, the frantic chaos, the bleeding margins, the wild, overwhelming inefficiency they're drowning in right this second. But then, you guide them away from all that. You slow down, take a breath, and you show them the heaven scenario. You show them the absolute clarity, the predictable growth, and the total peace of mind that your bridge provides.
However, you can't just tell them they're going to reach heaven, you actually have to prove it. Presenting your solution requires you to position your program as the undisputed, direct answer to their problems. And hands down, the most effective way to do that is by weaving in relatable storytelling and incredibly credible case examples from your past work. When a high-value prospect hears a story about someone exactly like them who used your bridge to escape the chaos, well, that is when ultimate credibility is forged.
Which brings us to the end of our architectural journey today, and I want to leave you with this provocative thought. Are you just selling services, or are you building a bridge to your client's heaven? If you follow the 8 steps from our source material today, really defining your MPC, mapping the steps, and packaging an irresistible offer, you stop being just another vendor. You actually become the architect of their success. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I highly encourage you to start laying the foundation for your own high-value blueprint today.